And we thank you for every heart connected here right now around the globe. I offer this prayer and report on behalf of all the families collected here. And I report in the name of Mark and Yuri Hernandez of a Blessed Central family. Aju.
Aju, thank you so much. Mark-san and Yuri-san, thank you so much for your beautiful prayer. I'm really happy to see very healthy our Hernandez face. I really worry when you were in Korea, you got a COVID. But today I can see you are such a bright and happy face. So glad. Thank you so much, Mark. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Hernandez. Thank you so much. And once again, good morning, everybody. It is good to see you. Bright and shining faces, full of appreciation. So let's go for 7 minutes and share our gratitude with one another. Hope you can all hear me.
We hear you. We're
Oh,
good.
okay. Sorry, my screen is loading. Well, welcome back, everyone. It felt like that 7 minutes was too short, but thank you, everyone, for sharing your appreciation. First person I would like to invite up is Akemi Hirose, Akemi-san.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Joshua. Yeah, I'm really grateful to have this morning devotion community. And yeah, I'm really glad that Joshua could have good night rest yesterday. And I'm really grateful through tomorrow will be the September 11th. And that although it's more than 20 years ago, it happened. Still remember that day, and as a person who came from Japan, we want to be really grateful those people who works sacrifice on that day, and I have opportunity to perform tomorrow afternoon for those people and for the VIP. I'm really grateful. And also, I'm really grateful about the today's leaders workshop in New Jersey. I'm really excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akemi-san. I'm always grateful for you. You are really incredibly devoted for church activities, not just only music devotion. Wow, Akemi-san, you are one of the model member. Thank you so much. I am really proud of you. 감사합니다, Akemi-짱.
Akemi-san, beautiful sharing. Next, I'd like to invite up Mr. Tongyomuro, Mr. Nathaniel Nitro, if you could also share your appreciation.
Good morning, Dr. Young. Good morning.
Finally, you appear.
I always hear Dr. Young.
Why, Nathaniel?
I think my appreciation is about being live with Tongyol Budo. Last month, we did a lot of weekend activities. We started at the BCSF at UTS. We have a handful members, and a weekend after that, we traveled to Washington, D.C. We did a 2 days workshop there, and we presented in front of the Washington community. 12 families are so happy with their kids. And the next weekend again, we trained at the UTS. The thing I love with Tongyol Budo is not only that I love it, but I enjoy it, and it brought me to different places. It brought me to Iran, especially Iran having an American passport. You have to require visa, and they really give you a hard time. And then I'm thankful also for the supporters. I'm not really good in Tongyol Budo, but God always gave me brothers and sisters helping me, supporting me. I really appreciate them so much. Master Ishinori-san, Vincent-san, Werlo, these people around me. Without them, I can't also stand up my position. Thank you, Dr. Young. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Nathaniel, Mr. Tongyol Budo. You are really very powerful. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Nitro, for all your dedication, Tongyomuro, training up our young leaders. Now we have come to the heart of our devotion, our internal guidance that we're receiving from Dr. Chung-Shik Yong. And we're very grateful, Dr. Yong, you're always dedicating to and investing so many hours every day for us. So let's open up our heart, open up our minds, and receive our morning heart devotion.
Thank you, Joshua. Now your pronunciation is my My name pronunciation is so beautiful. Wow, thank you. 안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? Today is Chuseok in Korea, the biggest holiday in Korea. It is a day similar to Thanksgiving in the United States. On this day, they give thanks for the harvest of the year and visit their parents to worship, and also visit the graves of their ancestors to pay their respects. Last night, I met with Dr. Walsh and Dr. Yong, former Continental Director of the North America, the president of UN Peace University, who awarded an honorary doctorate at the 10th anniversary of Father's Songhwa. The UN University of the United Nations in Costa Rica was established by the United Nations General Assembly resolution. And its founder, former President Carl Joe, was a peace ambassador with a great respect for true parents. And this time, the president personally presented a degree to both to Father and Mother Moon at a Korean event. I think our Dr. Yang is really doing great job. I really appreciate him for his hard work. And today I'd like to talk about women will play the leading role in Ideal War 1 from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's study.
Women will play a leading role in the ideal world 1. The mind is in the position of the plus in heaven's stead, and yet the body has established itself wrongly as another plus and is pushing and pulling the mind. During our lifetime, we have a duty to correct this situation. Knowing this, God created religion as a repair shop for this purpose. For this reason, religion teaches people to strike the body through fasting or through sacrificing for and serving others, thereby compelling the body to submit to the mind. In other words, the life of faith nurtures this lifestyle for a period of 3 to 5 years, or even longer, until it becomes habitual in order to weaken the body's desires until it conforms to the wishes of the mind. Religion also emphasizes that we should pray without ceasing. Since God remains always in the vertical position, he cannot work unless he goes through the mind. Satan, on the other hand, can work from all directions. Because Satan can approach us from anywhere in the 360-degree circle, God is bound to lose out to the work of Satan. The mind stands vertically, and it must be focused. The vertical does not have a horizontal base, and it cannot proceed to establish the horizontal base. For this reason, the mind is inclined to be attracted to the environment. Accordingly, in order to subjugate our body, we need to make conditions to strengthen our mind from a vertical position until it is 3 or 4 times its present strength. We need to do this for 3 to 5 years to cultivate it as a habit. Other than these 2 ways, there is no other alternative to bring us back to our original state.
Thank you. Religion teaches people to strike the body through fasting or through sacrificing for and serving others, thereby compelling the body to submit to the mind. In other words, the life of faith nurtures this lifestyle for a period of 3 to 5 years or even longer until it becomes habitual, to weaken the body's desires until it conforms to the wishes of the mind. Religion also emphasizes that the way to subjugate the body is by praying without ceasing. Since God remains always in the vertical position, if I do not stand in the vertical position in alignment with Him, I cannot receive a spiritual power. In order to receive the spiritual power, I have to stand in the vertical position. And in order to stand in the vertical position, I need to borrow power from God through prayer and Jeongseong. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, without prayer, without Jeongseong, it is impossible to overcome our physical limitation. Therefore, our mind needs to practice standing vertically through prayer and Jeongseong, to subjugate our body. We need to make conditions to strengthen our mind from a vertical position until it is 3 or 4 times its present strength. True parents said that the first way to subjugate the body is to go on the path of sacrificing more than anyone else and train to strike the body through fasting or through the serving others. Second, it is to offer Jeongseong, sincere devotion, and receive spiritual help. Third, always be stimulated by the word and subjugate the physical body to the power of the God's word. And the important thing is that you need to continue these trainings for 3 to 5 years to subjugate the body until it becomes a habit. That's why, to have the good habit, Father said, 6 months not enough, 1 year not enough, at least 3 to 5 years. It takes really 10 much longer time. That's why I think in order to subjugate our body, just, no need to think about the entire body. How can I control entire body? Just you practice good things. For example, I want to appreciate every day and practice, not 3 months, not 6 months, at least 3 to 5 years. And then you do it, and then you try another one. You can do it, and then you try another one. And then, little by little, and when you become habit, that is the condition to control your physical body. Once you break through something, and then you can do continuously 3 to 5 years, and this is the condition to really finally can control your entire body. It begins from small condition, my brothers and sisters. Let's have a hope, even though we cannot control entire body. Let's start from small things, how to, subjugate our body. A living divine principle of the human heart as a view through the spiritual and physical minds. Let's study EDP.
The spirit mind, the physical mind, and their relationship in the human mind. The relationship between the spirit mind and the physical mind is like that between internal nature and external form. When they become one through give and take action with God as their center, they form a united functioning entity which guides the spirit self and physical self to become harmonious and progress toward the purpose of creation. This united entity is the mind of a human being. The conscience is that faculty of the human mind which, by virtue of its inborn nature, always directs us toward what we think is good. However, as the standard of goodness in fallen human beings varies, the standard of their conscience also fluctuates. This causes frequent contention even among those who advocate a conscientious life. The original mind is that faculty of the human mind which pursues absolute goodness. The original mind relates to the conscience as internal nature to external form. A person's conscience directs him to pursue goodness according to the standard he has set up in ignorance, even though it may differ from the original standard. However, The original mind repels this faulty standard and works to correct the conscience. As long as our spirit mind and physical mind are under the bondage of Satan, the functioning entity they form through their give and take action is called the evil mind. The evil mind continually drives people to do evil. Our original mind and conscience directs us to repel the evil mind. They guide us in desperate efforts to reject evil desires and cling to goodness by breaking our ties with Satan and turning to face God.
Yeah. Based on this EDP content, I think Bible really describe very well regarding this physical mind and spirit mind. Let's study, Saint Paul's guidance from Rome, chapter 8, verse 8, 5 to 14, the desires and spirit. Let's study.
People who are ruled by their desires think only of themselves. Everyone who is ruled by the Holy Spirit thinks about spiritual things. If our minds are ruled by our desires, we will die. But if our minds are ruled by the Spirit, we will have life and peace. Our desires fight against God because they do not and cannot obey God's laws. If we follow our desires, we cannot please God. You are no longer ruled by your desires, but by God's Spirit who lives in you. People who don't have the Spirit of Christ in them don't belong to Him. But Christ lives in you, so you are alive because God has accepted you, even though your bodies must die because of your sins. Yet God raised Jesus to life. God's Spirit now lives in you, and He will raise you to life by His Spirit. My dear friends, we must not live to satisfy our desires. If you do, you will die. But you will live if by the help of God's Spirit you say no to your desires. Only those people who are led by God's Spirit are His children.
Thank you. The Bible teaches us not to live centered on physical mind, but to live centered on spirit mind. The issue is how to subjugate material desires, eating desires, sleeping desires, and sexual desires that the physical body seeks. Does my daily life follow the work of the physical body or the spirit more? The Bible says if our minds are ruled by our desires, we will die. Surely we will die. But if our minds are ruled by spirit, we will have the life and peace. And then it says our desires fight against God and we cannot please God. The enemy of all enemy is not hating someone, but my physical body, which always thinks about fleshly things. Saint Paul emphasized that if you live a life centered on the spirit mind, even someone spiritual dead like me will be revived. Therefore, do not live a life of the being defeated by the physical body, but live a life of defeating the physical body. And more important, Saint Paul's word of the judgment war, if you live according to your physical body, you will die. Surely you will die. But you will live if by the help of God's Spirit you say no to your desires. And based on this content and the EDP, and let's study Father's word.
Are your conscience and physical mind united into one? Ultimately, the most important point that I want to emphasize is that the conscience and the physical mind must become one. That is the conclusion. Are God's conscience and physical mind united? It would be a big problem if they were not united. So, If we assume that God has absolutely united his conscience and physical mind, can we not also assume that as God's object partners, we must also resemble him by uniting our conscience and our physical mind as well? We must become the absolute object partner to the absolute God. If we are made in God's image, then we must follow our human nature to unite ourselves to resemble the unified God. Do you understand? If you look at it from this standpoint, the issue becomes whether or not you can resemble God and whether or not you can unite your conscience and physical mind.
Yes, my brothers and sisters, what do you think? Do you think that God's conscience and physical mind are really united? If we assume that God has absolutely united his conscience and physical mind, we can also conclude that as God's object partners, we must also resemble him by uniting our conscience and physical mind as well. Since it is very difficult for fallen people to unite their mind and body, the one to be a model in the human flesh is none other than the Messiah. Therefore, true parents are our models. Because it is difficult to live following the invisible God as the model, God has sent the Messiah to us. Therefore, in order to subjugate Satan and our physical body, we must all walk on the model course that true parents have showed us. Today's youth ministry cultivate a personality centered on your original nature. Let's study.
Cultivate a personality centered on your original nature. When we center on our original nature, we will eventually come to know that we must have a heart of peace and the driving force of our heart. You know you can't exist apart from this. I need to know that my personality centered on my original nature is not to resemble anyone, but to become my true self, resembling God. Each human being has a very unique personality that resembles the disposition of God. If you are born as a grapevine, you grow as a grapevine. Just because there is an apple tree next to you does not mean you become an apple tree. From this point of view, each of us should focus on our original nature and realize our true self. We should not resemble or imitate anyone. Heaven's teaching is to learn how to become your true self through heaven's law of creation, centering on your individuality. Of course, we should live with true parents as our models, but we must not try to imitate them externally by constantly shouting their words. You must nurture your original nature like true original nature. If you lose your true original self, there is no meaning.
Yes. Each human being has a very, very unique personality that resembles the deep position of God, right? It might seem like we have similar personalities, but we are all different. Therefore, each person should focus on our individuality and realize our true self. We should not resemble or follow anyone just one-sidedly. If you are born as a grapevine, you grow as a grapevine. Just because there is an apple tree next to you does not mean you can become an apple tree. From this point of view, each of us should focus on our original nature and realize our true self. That's why you need to love your own self. You are the one who resembles God's unique character. Not everybody saying things. Heaven's teaching is to learn how to become your true self through heaven's law of creation, centering on your individuality. If you lose your true original self, there is no meaning. The joy and feelings that God feels toward each person is all different. Only I can return the individuality that I have to love God, and therefore do not try to imitate anyone externally, making God use of the individuality I was born with, centering on God's law of creation is the way to mature the path of my original nature. That's why we need to love everybody, even though different character. Each one of them really have a unique character, but they resemble from God. That's why we need to respect their own special and unique character, because they have their own personality resemble from God. Next.
How to nurture your original nature and spirit. The most important thing in cultivating one's original nature is to cultivate one's heart through relationships with those around you. You should develop your own intellect and spirit well by creating good relative standards through human relationships. People who have good relationships will always make progress wherever they go. The same is true when looking at the relationship between parents and children. Children are the substantial reality of their parents' heart. The blood of the parents is passed on to the offspring. Therefore, if a child follows the standards set by their parents and inherits the tradition, they will develop rapidly. Although we can see it in the music world, other art worlds, and other fields as well, if one's parents build a high-quality foundation in their 70s and 80s, the child inherits the foundation and sets a higher standard than their parents before their 30s and goes forward.
Yes, the most important thing in cultivating one's original nature is to cultivate one's heart through relationship with those who are around you. You should develop your own intellect and spirit well by creating good relative standards through human relationships. My brothers and sisters, the first human relationship is building a good relationship with parents in the family. If you build a good relationship with your parents, you can inherit all the foundation of heart that the parents have. The child who has a good relationship with their parents can surpass their parents and set on even higher standard than their parents. Second is the relationship with the teachers in school. If a student meets a good teacher and has a good relationship with them, they can inherit everything from the teacher. Third is the relationship with the superiors in the workplace. If you work loving the workplace more than the superior, you can inherit everything from the superior. And in the life of faith, it is the relationship with your able. If your relationship with the able is good, you can inherit all their faith. In the end, human relationship is everything, my brothers and sisters. The way of the forming good relationships can bear fruit as my true self, which can nurture my original nature well. My brothers and sisters, you already surpass your father and mother. You are much better than your father and mother. Wow, then that is good. You already surpass your teachers, your professors, and you already surpass your working place, the superiors. You already surpass your able or not. You are better than your able or not. My brothers and sisters, human relationship is everything. To inherit from parents, from the teacher, from your superiors, or from your able, you need to respect. Respect very important. Without respect, you cannot inherit. Everybody has a good point and a weak point. You need to inherit good point. Without inherit good point, you cannot multiply goodness. Next one.
Inherit and develop the heritage of your parents' heart. If a child has the right attitude toward his parents, he can inherit his parents' victorious standards that they earned through many hardships and troubles. If the parents are musicians, you will see that the child inherits the standards set by the parents in their teens and goes beyond those standards. Today, the reason we joined the Unification Church can be that we inherited a lineage superior to our ancestors and our parents. There is no denying that it is our original nature's desire to set a higher standard than what we inherited from our forefathers and to be superior to them. In this sense, it is undeniable that we must complete even the things that our ancestors failed to do on top of their achievements and standards. No one else can grow and perfect myself. If you don't know this, you are wasting your time. To preserve one's heart. The most important thing is to preserve one's heart well in human relationships. You are responsible for your own heart. It's not about who to trust and who to depend on. You should know this clearly. Next, you should be active in everything with spontaneity. Why? This is because man is a being with heart. You should not be dominated by the environment. But if you cannot preserve your heart well in any environment, your spirit cannot grow. If you want to add more to your heart, you need to take an active stance. Then, what is an active stance? It means to not assert yourself, to always deny yourself, and to live according to the subject. You must take initiative with a heart of sympathy and spontaneity and become one with the subject and with others.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. The most important thing is to preserve one's heart well in human relationships. To preserve my heart well, I must always respect the other person and think highly of them. If you see a flaw, which is a weak point, you should think of it as your own flaw and suffer with them. In the end, I am responsible for managing my own heart. I cannot rely and depend on someone else. The next important thing is that you should be active in everything with spontaneity. This is because people's hearts are evoked with it has spontaneity and enthusiasm. If the heart is not evoked, you can never create joy and happiness. My brothers and sisters, when you have a heart that always tries to live for the sake of others, or heart that sacrifices first, and a heart that always tries to give, and your heart will always be evoked. The problem is that I always try to receive first. That's why the heart cannot be evoked. It is a universal law that if my motivation is for the sake of God and others, a voluntary heart will always come out. Without living for the sake of others, there will never be a way to create joy. Therefore, even God cannot help but live for the sake of others, no matter what the situation. So how can we create that kind of volunteer heart? Your motivation always centering on God's center. How can I comfort him? How can I make him happy? How can I live for the sake of others? How can I support my wife? How can I support my husband? How can I help them? Your motivation, not just only for you. Your motivation, try to help others, living for the sake of others, try to make happy for others. Then your volunteer heart always comes out. My brothers and sisters, then the word of the kingdom of heaven, right? Really, God's guidance and divine principle guidance is really incredible. Thank you very much. God bless you, my brothers and sisters. Happy Saturday.
Thank you, Dr. Yong. Wow, always such an amazing message, giving us the key points. You started with the importance of us taking small steps to subjugate our body, and then you gave us those small steps. We have to allow our minds not to be ruled by our body, and we should focus on cultivating our own original nature, not resembling and imitating anyone, but inheriting through respect the good points of those around you, especially our subject, our able figures. And lastly, to evoke our hearts through serving others, asserting ourselves, denying ourselves. Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Thank you.
Now for our living testimony, I'd like to invite up all the way from Arizona, 103-degree weather, Glenda Lambert, Women's Federation for World Peace Chairwoman in Subregion 4. She will be sharing about recent Women's Federation events, GWPN activity in Arizona. Please, Aunt Glenda.
Good morning, Dr. Yong and all my precious global family. It was an amazing sharing again. Thank you so much, everybody. You know, I'm so grateful to be here because, just the fact that I can see on the screen so many wonderful faces and faces that I haven't seen for such a long time. There are really two things that I really want to share with you. And the first thing is that I am extremely grateful for our Women's Federation leadership, their staff, their coordinators, the ladies that are part of this organization. You know, it's such an important thing for me to have them in my life, this group, because, they have provided me with so many resources so I can go out and meet the wonderful people that I really want to share with about our True Mother's vision for world peace. And Women's Federation has truly given me all the tools that I need to go out, such as the education curriculum or the Her Story Award events, the Bridge of Peace. I'm so grateful for this organization. And it's so appropriate that we have been talking about, for the last 2 weeks, I think, about the role of women really creating the kind of peace. So I have to say, here in Arizona and I'm sure in other states, but here we have incredible women who really wants to understand what they need to do and how can they really accomplish something in their life. So through the incredible support of our ladies here, I have an incredible chairwoman who is, the Women's Federation chairwoman, Ria Nicole. She is our powerhouse. Without her, I don't know where I would be today. So I'm so grateful for her leadership. Now, I have to honestly say, it's not always easy to really meet people, but I think if it wasn't for this morning servant every morning, I don't think I would have the power to meet people every day. And I really wanted to do something. How can I expand our place, our Women's Federation, our Global Women's Network? What can we do in order to really give this incredible truth that we have? So I started a little condition, and through that little condition, I met the new councilwoman of Tempe, where I live. And she's the first Black African-American councilwoman who really, really was excited when I was talking with her about what we're doing. She came to the meeting and now she wants to work with us. So my condition was really, I wanted to meet 300 people by the end of this year. And I know it's not easy to do that, but I was determined to meet at least 2 people a day. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I have to do everything in the weekend because I also work full time. But I was really determined to really make my little goal every week. And because it is 105 degrees here, it's very hard to go out in the heat. So I was thinking about what can I do? So what I did is started looking at all the different events in libraries, in bookstore, the schools, all the different things. So I started to go there and meet people. And I had my little toolbox with me. And in my toolbox, I had my business card. I had my Leadership of the Heart curriculum. I had my Logic of Love newsletter and Through Mother's book. And I can tell you, I meet so many wonderful people. And sometimes they refer me to say, I think it's a good idea if you can meet this person. So I'm telling you, I really feel that the level of where we are as an organization here, and so I really wanted to push it further. And we can, give an offering to our true parents. So I'm telling you that I'm just starting in August. So I'm kind of 1.5 months on my way, but I already met 60 people. And I also spoke at 4 events. And I'm working now with 10 ladies, and I'm kind of slowly, educating about what we're doing and how much it is important that women have an important role in this world. And I'm telling you, the people that I'm meeting are hungry, so hungry. And I wish I had more people to work with. But I'm telling you that just one person a day, or maybe 5 a weekend, that is a great condition.
Wow.
So I really feel so excited about what I'm hearing every day. But most of all, I feel more excited that I have an incredible group of women that I can work with, so we can move forward and really start being the mothers that we should become.
Wow.
A little bit of a short thing, but thank you so much.
It is really, really beautiful testimony. Glenda, you are one of the model member for WFWP activities. Wow, WFWP is alive, really very active now. Thank you so much, Glenda. Yeah, everybody work like you, everybody, every day. See 2 or 3 people continuously like that. I think definitely we can reach so many people. We can find out who is a John the Baptist for our activity. It is really beautiful and one of the good example, Glenda Lambert. Thank you. God bless you.
Wow. Amazing testimony. Thank you so much, Aunt Glenda. Now let us go into our breakouts, share our takeaways and inspirations with each other. We'll be right back. welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for sharing your takeaways with one another. Hope you could gain more just by sharing with one another, inheriting. I'd like to invite up Sister Edina Entomak, if you could share your takeaway.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joshua. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I was so happy, so excited to see Joshua. Of course, that's Manhattan. And also in the breakout room, I had to meet one sister from Zambia as a new member. So I'm really happy for that. Yes, my takeaway from today's message, one major point, Dr. Young saying that you don't have to, just because I'm next to an apple, I don't have to be an apple. There are 2 points there. Of course, there is a positive part of it and a negative. Negatively, if I'm next to what is not good, doesn't mean that I have to be involved with the environment that's negative, but to shine out as a positive individual. But on the other side is that we always look at our Tumara. I gave an example of that. I want to be, we might think I want to be like Tumara, but in really detailed, I cannot be Tumara. But I have to really pick up the points of Tumara and expand them in my own uniqueness.
Yeah, right.
Because if I want to be Tumara, there are so many things I have to go through to really be Tumara.
Right. Yeah.
Which it is impossible. But to really pick up the good points of Tumara and expand them. And through those points. Wow. As also Joshua mentioned, one point is to emulate, to be an extension of his able, which is very good. So that's my takeaway. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Edina. Please remind Father's word. Father mentioned very clearly, even though the divine principle talking about a 5% portion of responsibility, each person different. Mother's 5% portion of responsibility, and our own 5% portion of responsibility different. And the national leaders a 5% portion of responsibility, and each one of the member 5% of the portion of responsibility different. Some you are more higher position, and you have more bigger responsibility. He has his own 5% portion of responsibility. Someone just one of the normal member, their own 5% portion of responsibility different. That's why just you do your own portion of responsibility, centering on your own uniqueness. That's it. And then God please you and bless you. You done 5% portion of responsibility. Just now you say exactly I want to resemble like a mother. Wow, how much difficult it is. You need to apply her really such kind of the hard work and beauty and devotion centering on your own uniqueness and individuality. That is our portion of responsibility. Aju?
Mrs. Entomak. All right, next, I would like to invite up Mildred from Zambia, a new member from Zambia, if you could share your reflection. Mildred, are you there? If you could unmute.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kotanawe. I'm so super excited to be part of this family. I'm so grateful. I've met a new family. My new family, my life has changed since the time I started morning devotions. I've only done my 7 days workshop. I learned a lot of things during that time. I know the same Bible, which I used to read at my own church, but after going for 7 days, I learned things, deeper things that was still in my same Bible. I'm so grateful for that time. I'm so grateful for Brother Boniface who introduced me to this new life I have. And
Wow.
I really want my family to be part of this. Like Dr. Yang, what you said we should not share it yet until we are strong enough. Because I really want my mother, she's of an old age. So I really want my mother to be saved as well. So, but I'm not yet strong because I'm yet planning to go for 21 days. I'm excited. I'm so happy to be part of the family. Thank you.
Yeah, Mildred, you are joining from Zambia now?
Yes, I'm joining from Zambia.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you so much for your beautiful sharing. I'm so glad to see you. God bless Zambia. God bless Mildred.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. We're happy to be in your family too, Mildred. Beautiful. Thank you. Wow, it's all over the world, everyone coming together. So I have a few announcements. Of course, invite somebody. You don't know who is just going to need this word and this incredible life we're receiving. Also, we have our transcripts and links to all the images that are shared, prepared by Dr. Kylie. Thank you so much. You can just go to edu.familyfed.org. And lastly, if you can find it in your heart to joyfully give, we would so appreciate it. The link to offer a donation is in the chat. And if you want to offer a song, that's another way to donate. You can reach out to Tal and at tzora@unification.org. Now for our musical offering, I have the pleasure to invite up Diane and Ilya.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Joshua.
This one is Diane and Ilya. Is it sure? Oh my God, Diane!
Good morning.
Wow, beautiful.
Good morning, Dr. Yong. Yeah, it has been a while that we've shown up, but do you want to introduce this?
Oh yeah. So we just wanted to play a song that I think it's one of my favorites, but Hillsong. It's called "So Will I." It's a movie, not movie. It's a sorry guys. It's a song that I really felt like really hit me in the heart because it's talking about how God kind of created the universe and He created us with a purpose. Sometimes we fight it, but in honesty, if God created the world to this beautiful degree, I will follow. So yes.
So we hope you can enjoy the song, and if you know the song, just follow along. And yeah.
All right.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out a wonder of life. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars were made to worship, so will I can see your heart in everything you've made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace. If creation sings your praises, so will I. So God of your promise, you don't speak in vain, no syllable empty or void. For once you have spoken, all of the nature follow the sound of your voice. Ooh, and as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars were made to worship, so will I can see your heart in everything you say. Every painted sky, a canvas of your grace. If creation still obeys you, so will I. So will I. So will I. If the stars were made to worship, so will I. If the mountains bow in reverence, so will I. If the oceans roll your greatness, so will I. For everything exists to lift you high, so will I. If the wind goes where you send it, so will I. If the rocks cry out in silence, so will I. If the sum of all our praises still falls shy, then we'll sing again 100 billion times. God of creation, you chased down my heart through all of my failure and pride. On a hill you created, the light of the world, abandoned the darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. Where you lost your life so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I can see your heart in everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I can see your heart a billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to save. And if you gave your life to love them, so will I. Like you would again 100 billion times. what measure could amount to your desire? You're the one who never leaves the one behind, like you would again 100 billion times. But what measure could amount to your desire? You're the one who never leaves the one behind. Thank you.
Wow, beautiful heavenly voice and harmony and unity. Wow. Diane, Ilya. Today, I got already enough energy from your couple. Thank you so much. Only one thing, heavenly parent, true parents, miss grandchildren so much. What are you doing, Diane, Ilya? Thank you. God bless you.
Wow. Thank you. Diane and Mr. Diane. Amazing. Beautiful. Now, as we close, I'd like to invite up, if you'd be willing, Pastor Justin Okamoto, if you could close us out in prayer.
Yeah, join me in prayer. Most beloved Heavenly parents, we thank you so much for this amazing day, this time we could receive this morning devotion. And I just really pray that each and every person who's on here, who's on Zoom, who's on watching on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever they're watching, that they could receive at least, even if it's just one sentence or one word that really hit their heart and really allowed them to experience some deep truth for themselves, some deep love from God. Heavenly parents, we're all created as these amazing, unique beings with such incredible talent and love to give. If we really just focus on, developing ourselves and developing our character and uniting with you, Heavenly Parent, really uniting with your heart and seeking after your love, we can do such amazing things. And we don't have to try to emulate anybody, but really just trust that we're created as your unique son or daughter of God. We're just so grateful for Dr. Yong, for all of the love that he puts into his words, Heavenly Parents. We can really feel it. We can really feel that every single day he's giving out love. He's giving out this truth, this incredible truth to guide us in our life. We're just so incredibly blessed to receive it. Heavenly Parents, let's pray that we can really go forward, that we can really take these words into our heart and allow it to multiply into our life and into the people that we're going to meet today, that we can share these words, share our inspirations from these words. Also want to just say a prayer for our brothers and sisters in Japan. Every day they're facing persecution and all kinds of things that they're hearing in the news, and I'm sure it can be very difficult for them to feel hope for the future. But we really want to just pray for them and allow them to really feel and know that America stands with them, that we're there, and we're not just there, but we really want to stand up and not be who we were in the past, but be real, that true elder son that can take on the burden of the mother nation and father nation, Heavenly Parents. We really want to pledge this for you. And we just thank you. We love you so much. And pray report this in my name, Justin Kaskamoto. Blessings your family. Jew.
Yeah, thank you so much, Reverend Pastor Justin Okamoto. I'm really grateful for you as a second generation, take care of the church ministers mission and for your important mission. Thank you so much. I think today I can see you very soon, right, Justin? Thank you. 감사합니다. God bless you.
In prayer, and that brings us to a close. Thank you, everybody, for your devotion, your heart coming on every day. Let's change the world, restore this world together. Thank you, Dr. Yong, and everyone, God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Dr. Michael Jenkins, for all of you. Thank you, everybody. 감사합니다.